So now let's look at what web pages are created, what they consist of. And we're only going to show really basics. We're not going to go into all the complications that exist today. But the web pages have three main components for the purpose of this class: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. CSS is mostly for styling, and JavaScript is for basically scripts. Let's look at each one of them. HTML is a language to create structured documents. In these documents, you can embed images, objects, or create interactive forms. So this is an example of a web page in HTML. It is between the HTML tags, and then it has a body. There could be something called the title before that. And then it has all these different divs, which essentially are the delineated section. In this case, it will just type the text full on the page, and then this is going to be a text go to Google, which will have a link to google.com. Then we're having forms. So forms are things that the user clicks in and fills in forms. So you can type in text in the first part of the form, and there's a radio, and there's a checkbox. And this is how a more structured way of collecting input from the user in a web page. And then this form gets serialized and sent to the web server when you click submit. All right, the second piece of a web page that you might find is CSS, which stands for cascading style sheets. And this is about style. So you can change the presentation of a document. You can change the font style, the font size. You can have headers in different styles and the text and whatnot. You can even customize your cursor if you wish to. So for example, you can specify the font families you want to use. And usually this is in a .css file that comes together with the web page, and it's imported from the HTML document. All right, so JavaScript. JavaScript is super powerful scripting language that enables you to manipulate web pages. It's high level, it's untyped and interpreted, and has support for objects. And it's currently supported by all the browsers, so it's in that sense it's very portable across all the browsers. There's many ways to embed JavaScript on a web page. One way, you can do it inside the HTML page between these two script tags. Okay, so for example, this function, what it does is it gets an element with the ID demo. So if you have a div, a section that has the ID demo, then it fetches that element and it changes its inner HTML to a different text. Okay. So it's very powerful because it can modify the web pages in pretty much arbitrary ways.